Everybody loves Jenifa. What you say? What you say? Everybody loves Jenifa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we discuss everything that has to do with Nollywood and all the G's going on in the industry, and we review movies going out of Nollywood in general. So I really need to take out time to appreciate, so bless all of you who take out time to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I thank you, my new subscribers, for coming. Make sure you like, share, comment, and click on the subscribe button so you get updated whenever I drop juicy content. So today is the day that the Lord has made, and we'll be glad and rejoice in it, because we'll be reviewing the most anticipated movie of the year, one of the biggest, if not the biggest movie. Everybody Loves Jenifa by Funke Ayotunde Akindele. The movie is directed, produced, executive produced by Funke Akindele and co-directed by Tunde Olaoye. So what is not to love about Funke Akindele? What is not to love about Jenifa? She is an excellent lady. She's an excellent producer. She's an excellent filmmaker. She has put in the work. I love her work ethics. I love details to excellence. So let's get right into this movie, and trust me, this review is going to be very critical. Trust me when I say critical, it is going to be critical. As much as I love Funke Akindele, I'm going to do justice to it. I'm not going to be biased. So let's get right into it. Jenifa's popularity fades away when a shady new neighbor, Lobster, outshines her charity work. Also, when she got to Ghana, Jenifa and friends faced a deadly drug baron after a bag of drugs is mistakenly left in their rental. Honestly speaking, I'm trying as much as possible. As I'm hyped up, as I'm gassed, I'm trying not to spew a lot of content to this movie because I don't want a spoiler alert. I don't want a copyright infringement. But trust me, this movie, if I delve into the review, this movie is a must watch, because you know everything reeks excellence. This is a basic story. This is like a story, because this is like a basic story that any producer could tell, and they will like discard it. But this movie and this story was told in such a way that, you know, from the basis to the climax, it was awesome. That okay, you would enjoy it. You would enjoy the slow pace to the high pace. Of course, this is not one of our best movies in the actual sense. I'm going to tell you this, but this is a good story, and I like it because she told it in an excellent way. This is like a good story that will show a prowess of a big producer who has done a lot of things. And I think what was going on in her defense, if I'm going to be very sincere, in her defense, I think what she wanted to do with this movie is she has given us a lot of movie with high budgeted, with a lot of twisted, with a lot of technicality. I think she's trying to do this one in such a way that she's trying to tell a small story, a basic story in an excellent way, and I think she achieved it. And that's the truth. Not because I love her, but because she did it. And anybody who is a critical person would attest to it, that she did it and she was able to deliver excellently. First thing that I love about this movie is the perfect sound score. I must grade it like the best sound score of the year. I've seen better movies, I've seen better scripts, better than Everybody Loves Jenifa. I've seen better cinematography. The cinematography was just there in the actual sense. I've seen better script writing. I've seen better scripts this year. I'm going to be very sincere with you. But the basic thing that got my attention was the best sound score. Every of the scene, every of the mood was set with the right sound, with the right mood, with the right tone. Like when it was supposed to be hyper, the sound was hyper. When it was supposed to be lowly, it was lowly. And it was, I think this is like dominant in every of our movies. You know, I think a lot of people have not noticed it, but it's like dominant. Check from Omogeto the Saga to Pass on Booker Street to Tribe Called Judah, including this one. She makes sure she gives us the best sound score that fits every scene, and I think it is an excellent one. This sound score is not a part where filmmakers only pay attention to. I think another person that does it in the industry is Niya Kimalayo, although he does it too much, in my own opinion. Niya Kimalayo does his own sound score too much, and it becomes deafening sometimes, and it gets distracting. But this particular sound score of Everybody Loves Jenifa was not distracting. It supported each and every message it ought to have passed at each and every point, and which I really like, and I need to give it. I think these are things that directors and filmmakers need to push into, because we've seen a lot of scripts, we've seen a lot of stuff. I think they need to start paying attention to other parts of filmmaking that is not so domain or sacrosanct. I think I need to give it to her for that. Thing I like about this movie is the perfect acting. I love the fact that, of course, this Funke Akindele, she is one of my favorite directors, not because I like her. I will always say this, not because I like her, because a lot of my friends who knows me know how much I love Funke Akindele, and they tend to always say, "Oh, we are not going to rate her lowly." But in this case, I'm going to be very, very fair as much as I can. But trust me, she's a good director when it comes to acting. She might not be a good director when it comes to cinematography, when it comes to other things, but trust me, in acting, she makes sure our actor does what she wanted. The picture she has in her brain, she makes sure our actors does it the way, every one of them brought their A game, including actors that you feel like they might not be able to deliver some role. She did it, like she was able to put them into track she wanted them to be, and it's an awesome one. Because I'm still going to get to individual performances, but trust me, I really need to give it to her because she brings out more out of each and every actor that works with her, and I think I need to commend her for it. One of the things that is very common to Funke Akindele movie is the diality. She does not do movie, but even if it is a strong movie, it's a serious movie, it's a comedy, she always finds a way to address social issues. Like it is sacrosanct in Omogeto, drug abuse, Parts on Buka Street, family issue, family drama, Tribe Called Judah, money laundry, and family love. Including this one, she was trying to address money laundry, drug abuse, and all of that. And I think it is one of the things directors and filmmakers put in consideration. Do not just do movie because you want to entertain people. Make sure you are passing across a message. And I think it's like the culture of the old Nollywood to pass across sacrosanct message and important messages whenever they want to make film. Of course, movie is meant for entertainment, but as much as you are doing movies for entertainment's sake, make sure you are doing movie so it could benefit, it could teach younger generations some lessons, and which she has done again. My two favorite cast of this movie, guess who? Just guess. No, definitely not Jenifa. Of course, I'm not trying to say she underperformed, but my two favorite actors of this movie is Bisola and Layi Wasabi. Come on, what was that outstanding performance from Bisola Ayola? Like Funke Akindele brought out a new thing out of her. I know that Bisola is a great actor and she could key into different roles. I've seen her in different faces. I think one of the faces that I love her is Jenna at My Place, where she acted like a baby doll and she killed it. And here in Everybody Loves Jenifa, she acted like an older woman who has gone through domestic violence, and I totally enjoyed every scene that she featured in, and I must say she did absolutely well. She delivered well, and I enjoyed the comedy. In fact, I really, really, really enjoyed it, and I wish that you see it this movie. Another person is Layi Wasabi. Layi Wasabi is always seen as the most gentle, the former guy, if not the lawyer. I know Funke Akindele in her head, she was trying to put them into places whereby people and viewers will not expect, and I think she did it. Layi Wasabi in this movie was the haggard looking Vascad guy who was on dread. You wouldn't even imagine Layi in that kind of scenario, but she did it, and Layi delivered, like he over delivered, and I loved it. I really, really, really love it. I'm not so sure about Destiny Etiko's performance. Trust me, I wasn't feeling that. I would still prefer if Funke Akindele decided to use the former Pelumu, which was our villain. Destiny Etiko played the antagonist of Funke Akindele in this movie the way Pelumi does in the series, and I think I would still prefer if she puts Pelumi rather than Destiny. Destiny Etiko is a fantastic actor, but in this movie she didn't kill it for me. She was a little bit underperforming, although she did her best. But I think we deserve better as viewer. This is the moment of truth. I feel this movie generally, this movie is like one of the least movie she has produced, and that is the truth. I'm going to be very sincere. I love Funke Akindele, but I'm going to be very sincere. This is like the least movie she has produced. Like this story is quite underwhelming, because the first 1 hour into this movie, I was like, I was asking myself, why did she do this movie? I think she was trying, in her defense, she was trying to do something more subtle, which I feel we are not in the moment of it. It would have been better if she had started with this movie, but in the peak, it is just like a track record. We expect more. If it has to be from other producers, it wouldn't have been a thing of surprise or a thing of concern for me. But I think this movie is like below par compared to other movies of ours. It was, I think, the only thing that was like different is just the climax. This is like a normal movie that any producer could do, compared to other movies that I think the problem that I have with the movie is just because comparing other movies that are coming out this season, everybody has buckled up, everybody's taking their game a notch higher, and she's coming up with something like this. I think, in all honesty, I just feel like this movie should be just one of those franchise carved out of Jennifer's diary, like Jennifer in London, Ayutoro Town, and Jennifer the politician. I think this should be something like Jennifer the Foundation, or Jennifer, or Everybody Loves Jennifer, of course. This could be just something of that nature and not completely a movie that is to be taken to cinema. Trust me, if this movie was taken to cinema sometimes a year after Mageto the Cyber Guy, it would have been approved, or it would have been appreciated. Just like when I said something about She. She is an old movie, but it has already tanked the moment that they brought it out. It's no more relevant. It's like outdated piece. So this movie would have been appreciated more if it was out sometimes immediately after Mageto the Saga, or probably last year itself, because she had the fans. And this is just an expectancy. We expect a lot from her. As I've said earlier, if it was to be another producer, it would have made more sense. It would have still be pardonable. But I think we expect more, especially in the scenario of a lot of producers bringing out their movie this year, and the expectation is high, and she giving us something that is like a below par performance. I think it's not something that we appreciate or expect from her. I want to think like the way she's thinking. I want to be in her head. I think the most thing that she spent this money on, the budget of this movie, because this movie is just like a lower budget compared to other movies of us. Like, it is very, very low budgeted movie, because the only thing that I feel like she spent, like she could have spent so much money on, is the Eco Fest, where she brought Lagbaja, and trip to Ghana, where she took Fowls and Adako along. And trust me, especially the Eco scene, it was rushed. And I want to think from the way she's thinking. I think when she saw that there's something similar to that in Alakada Badabuji, she had to rush to roll Eco Fest. I think she wanted to capitalize on the Eco Fest and bring out the Oju Dioba kind of thing in the movie. But when she realized that Tony, our counterpart, our competition, as is already doing something related to that, I think she had to just rush it and make it a lot of insignificant. Because trust me, that particular scenario, that particular build up where there was a lot of fest, it was not really capitalized. It was not really explicit. I think her aim when she was doing this movie was to do something like Ojudoba that our fans will appreciate. But the moment she realized that our competition was doing something related to that, she just had to a little bit shrink everything. And that particular old thing, I want to believe that she did not set up the whole Eco Fest just to be that significant. I think she wanted to bring out something out of it. But the moment she realized that our competition was doing something related to that, she just had to shrink it. And if possible, she could avoid it, or she could scrap the whole Eco Fest thing. She would. But I really want to think like her, because I'm a fan of hers, and in a way I think I could know how she thinks. Trust me. I consider most of the cast, most of the star in this movie useless. Trust me. Those scenes like the role of Kamo, the role of Etinosa, so many people that was unnecessarily brought to the scene, to the set. Latif Adedimeji could have been played by someone else, because he did minor scenes. And I was like, she was thinking like other producers, and Funke do not normally think like this. I think probably I really want to think for her. I really want to think for her. I think this script has been in her mind for a long period of time, and she's just realizing it, or bringing it to realization. And it's not perfect. Trust me, the whole production is a weak one for me. It's a really weak one for me. It's judgment time. I so much respect Funke Akindele, and I so much respect her work ethics. But in my own opinion, this movie is a weak production. Probably if she wanted to bring it to the cinema or take it to the cinema, it should have just been one of the movies that she releases maybe middle of the year, and not something worthy of competition by others. Trust me. And it would have been a great production for me if she came with something stronger, because this production is a weak one. It's a good one. It has a good climax. It has a beautiful twist to an extent, but it's not worthy of the competition that we have been anticipating this December. and in a way, I'm kind of a little bit disappointed, and that is it. So the rating out of 10, I rate it 5.5, and that is my verdict. And that was it on Everybody Loves Jenifa. But trust me, this movie is an enjoyable movie. I will implore and I will advise everybody to watch it. Take your family to the cinema, take your loved ones to the cinema to go and watch it. So, and you will not waste your money. It's not the kind of movie that you watch and you start. It's not, of course, it has a good climax, it has a beautiful twist, and it has an happy ending. But it is not just what we're expecting from Funka Akindele. It's like a super production, and that was it. So that is it on Everybody Loves Jenifa. So it is just, this is just the entry and the opening review for the movie to come. We have Alakada Badabuji, we have Tin Line, we have the Seven Doors, we have The Waiter, we have Christmas in Lagos, and